Season 2. We are Season 2 of Vinyl Junkies Making Mixtapes.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Episode 1.
We have Hunter here, myself.
Hello.
Jim in the background making.
I'm over here
Yeah.
making weird comments.
He's our Jamie of the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
So we can't see him, but we can hear him.
Yeah.
So that's that voice coming from the sky. So we have a lot to talk about this year. Last year, a lot has happened. We got
Really?
Hunter back. You know,
Yeah.
he always disappears in the summer when it gets to be 120 degrees.
That's right. Yeah.
So we have some pretty fun topics that we're going to be discussing this year.
Yeah.
Just a reminder of what our podcast is about. It's about us making mixtapes. All the mixtapes that are made come from vinyl.
Specifically your collection.
So sometimes if you think something's missing from a list, it might be because I actually don't own it on vinyl.
Yeah. Or I don't own it, or Jim doesn't own it. We try to.
I don't know anything. I'm married to Kelly. She owns it.
She owns it.
And also we do include things because I have a coffee shop called Gray Coffee House that Hunter works at daily. If you want to see his face, you just go over to Gray Coffee House on Instagram.
Yeah. But don't come in and be weird.
Yeah.
If I don't know you, don't come in and be weird. But also come in. Yeah, but also come in.
But be nice to him.
Don't be weird.
Yeah. Boom.
Stand
He.
outside if you want to be weird.
Yeah.
So basically, we are actually going to be posting these podcasts on the Coffee House's Instagram as well as on Vinyl Junkies Making Mixtapes. You can listen to us on Spotify, iHeartRadio.
Yeah, and if you're listening to us and want to see us, you can head over to YouTube or the coffee shop Instagram too.
Exactly.
Except for me, you won't see me.
Yeah.
So we're going to just get into this. The first mixtape of the year that we decided to make was we wanted to do a tribute to the musicians that were lost in 2020 that passed away.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were a ton of people.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately. And I can only put people on my mixtape that I have the actual music for.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Which kind of helps narrow it down because we don't want to leave anyone out because there are so many. Anyone who passed away who's in this industry, they're missed. I mean, we're not forgetting anyone. It's just more of, this is just a little tribute that we're putting together.
Yes, some of our favorites. And so we can get this started. I have...
Yeah,
these
we
are
got all the covers for you to show you. If you're watching or if you're listening, you're missing out.
Oh my gosh, did I forget to... Oh no, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Jim grabbed this one.
Yeah.
So we are going to start with one of Jim's favorites. And...
Understandable.
This one was a little shocking. I mean, it wasn't not know.
Well, okay, if you were a fan, I don't... Okay, for me this wasn't as shocking because I follow everybody that was in this band, like past, present, everything. So, Eddie Van Halen, or Edward Van Halen, is what he actually liked to be called, but everyone called him Eddie. And basically, he had cancer for years. He had several different battles. And basically, for me as a guitar player, growing up, listening to him was like, oh wow, he's phenomenal. Then I loved the fact that like his idol was Eric Clapton, which I loved Eric Clapton. And then I really started listening to his music where it's like, everyone's like, oh, he's the best soloist and this and this. And I'm like, oh no, his chord structure and his rhythms were just insane. They were so good.
So the song we decided to put on this mixtape was Eruption because it's his guitar solo.
It's the first thing that really kind of put him on the map as a guitar player, where he went from zero to like the greatest person ever with just that song being released. And the radio stations would play Eruption and lead into You Really Got Me, which was their first single. Yeah. And that's how people would, I mean, you'd hear that drums and then the guitar would kick in and it's like, whoa, just sit back and listen.
So that was off, what album is this?
Van Halen 1.
Van Halen 1.
Yep.
So Van Halen 1. It had quite a bit of songs. It had You Really Got Me, which is right after Eruption. Jamie's Crying, which is what Jamie, who is our co-owner, would want us to play, but we're not. So he died on October 6th of 2020. He had a lot of, like you said, there were health complications before that.
Yeah.
It was a sad loss for the guitar world.
Yeah, for the music world, guitar world, everything. And what was really nice is the last, and which I know some people don't get to do this, but you kind of knew he was sick because it seemed like there were a lot of like he just was like such a nice person towards the end of not that he was ever just a jerk, but it was like, I mean, even his ex was like still talking to her, still friends. I mean, he made amends with Sammy Hagar and all this. It's like there was just all these things where it was just positive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So which is so nice to hear because so many people don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, there's a video of him playing guitar live at this big concert that my brother sent to me like a few months ago, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it's like
Just
that's just I don't know,
in
like
his own
second
world.
nature.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
just-
crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, he was amazing.
So we're gonna move on to
Yeah.
our second album, and the second song that we picked, we were actually gonna put it on one of our podcasts that we're doing next. We were gonna put this song on our breakup songs, and I said no, we can't because he passed away
Yeah.
this year. And so it was Bill Withers who sang "Ain't No Sunshine."
Yeah, which is that is one of my favorite breakup songs. For
He
sure.
he had a pretty, and he is gonna make an appearance on one of our other future podcasts. We're gonna actually, but it was too good of an album not to put on one of our future podcasts.
Yeah.
But he definitely deserves the credit. This is a great album. He also did "Lean on Me," which is what most people I feel know him for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's
Well, those two songs are probably the most iconic.
He provided vocals on "Just the Two of Us" for Grover Washington
Oh, that's
Jr.
right,
as
yep.
well.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, he's got a hell of a voice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But it's and his delivery, everything was just so. I mean, every time you hear, "Ain't No Sunshine," it's just
He actually, he's one of these artists who
it gets you in the feels.
he actually
Yeah,
kept his job while he was kind of becoming successful. He worked for Lockheed Martin.
Oh wow! So
So-
he really was smart.
Yeah, so he actually had in the 60s he kept his job in the
That's awesome.
for a
That's so
while
cool.
because who knows, some people have one hit wonders. He didn't have a ton of stuff as time went on, but he was a great performer and
Just a solid vocalist, solid songwriter, solid everything.
he did win a Grammy for "Ain't No Sunshine."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
So
deserved. Yeah, very well
he
deserved.
passed away on March 30th of 2020. So it's
Dang.
been almost a year now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
Dang.
Bill Withers, if you haven't listened to him, you're missing out.
Yeah, get yourself out from the rock that you're under.
So this one is something we have to explain all the time at my coffee shop. People come into my coffee shop and they're always asking, do you have Fleetwood Mac? And I have to say, well, yes, I have Fleetwood Mac, but I don't think I have the Fleetwood Mac you're looking for.
yeah. There's two different bands
Yeah,
of Fleetwood Mac.
But it's the Fleetwood Mac that you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not what you're looking for, but it's what you need.
I have sold this album out of the coffee shop, and the person who bought it from me did listen to this podcast before.
Oh, really?
So they'll probably hear this. And when he came into the coffee shop, and he's like, I'm looking for something bluesy. And so Peter Green was an original member of the Fleetwood, the blues version of Fleetwood Mac.
The first version.
And I was like, have you heard the original Fleetwood Mac? And he looked at me and I was like, you gotta hear this. If you're looking for blues music, you have to hear this. This album in particular, I'm not a huge blues person. I'm not a musician. Jim's a musician.
First time I heard this album, I was like, wait, play it again. This is too good. This is just like, it's one of those albums that you're listening to going, I can't believe I don't know this because it's so good. This should be like mainstream, like everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think
Peter Green has been rated as one of the best guitar players of all time.
Because he also went in and played with the Blues Breakers. Because John Mayall, the Blues Breakers,
Yeah.
they had Eric Clapton, they had Peter Green. I mean,
Damn.
this is like he's an icon.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard this specific album, but we have a live record of the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac at the shop, and I've listened to that, and that's just like
That's
crazy.
Yeah,
good.
it's just
Yeah.
good.
So, to quote B.B. King,
Mm-hmm.
B.B. King said about him, he has the sweetest tone I've ever heard. He was the only one who ever gave me the cold sweats. That came from B.B. King.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, his tone as a guitar player, I listen and go, how?
But Peter Green has a little bit of interesting things about him. That one of the reasons I feel like he's not as mainstream is because he had mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not talking just drug mental health issues. I'm sure the drugs contributed to it, but he was diagnosed schizophrenic. There's periods of times where he just disappeared. No one knew where they went.
There's this weird story where he claims that,
He was
abducted and like they found him days later in like a basement in New York somewhere or something like that. It's like
I
this
believe
weird,
him.
but yeah,
He
but
was.
it's kind of like he's like, no, these people in white coats in a van, and it was like,
Yeah.
no.
There's some pretty interesting stories about Peter Green. He said he used LSD a lot.
Really?
Really. But yeah, so
Hell yeah.
the guitar world lost more than he died on July 25th of 2020. So the song that I picked from this album is No Place to Go, because just like I said, the album, if you have not heard it, listen to it. It's Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac.
And if you see it in a thrift shop or a coffee shop or wherever they're selling it, just buy it.
Just buy it, especially if you will not regret it. So,
Ooh.
do you want to introduce this one while I find the album?
So the next one on our list is Charlie Daniels, known for The Devil Went Down in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
This one also, if you have not heard.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anybody that hasn't heard this
put
song.
the Charlie Daniels Band on the map. Urban Cowboy was in there, but it was like, this was just that song where, I mean, I don't care what genre of music you listen to.
This is one of the...
You like the song?
One of the first, pop, crossover country pop.
Yeah, this was like that, that Urban Cowboy era where country all of a sudden became the popular music. Because before it was like, it was always around, but it was kind of like,
So does he play the fiddle or does he play the violin?
He plays the fiddle.
He plays a fiddle. Yeah.
He plays the fuck out of a fiddle. No, I mean, this is just one of those songs where it doesn't matter who you are. It's like, the song comes on, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You can't even pretend that you don't know what this is. I mean...
So, before the song, do you know who he toured with?
No.
Leonard Cohen.
Oh. The devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah. Why don't I want a Leonard Cohen version?
Yeah, I know that.
That would be amazing.
So
everybody knows the devil went down to Georgia.
He died a little suddenly. He also died in July of 2020.
Wow.
He died from a stroke, but he was 83.
Wow.
So he was.
He had a good long life.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a phenomenal musician.
Yeah, killer.
So we're gonna stick on the country theme. We know that I'm not a huge country person.
I am.
So, since you're the country person here,
oh man,
this was a loss.
Yeah, when I found this, I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Kenny Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, and
this is before the plastic surgery.
Yeah. Oh. And the song that we're doing is "The Gambler."
Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, either "The Gambler" or "Lucille."
I also like
think those
Lady.
are-
Lady.
Yeah.
That's cheesy.
Yeah.
I'm just not a country person, but I
Yeah.
do like The Gambler. I do. I mean,
and he had that voice where it's kind of like,
Oh.
I mean, with Lady, it's always like, Lady.
Yeah.
He had that rasp that
Mhm.
was just perfect. Where
Yeah.
it's just,
so something I like about Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
He was a photographer.
oh, that's right.
He got
Really?
to. Yeah, he was a photographer. He actually got to go to the White House and take a portrait of Hillary Clinton.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So he was.
Dude, that's amazing. That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's a plus on my list that he
Yeah.
was a photographer.
And he also, I mean, got a killer voice. And then, but The Gambler, I think that, he's killer storyteller, too.
Have you heard Coward of the County?
I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta listen to that one.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah. You'll love it.
So he also worked with a lot of people. Like, he obviously worked with Dolly Parton, Aretha Franklin, Alison Krauss. He also did a ton of stuff for charity. He was involved in the Hands Across America project. He wasn't at We Are the World.
Yeah.
He was one of the founders. And,
Yeah, and he worked with Lionel Richie a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dang. And didn't the Fugees also sample The Gambler?
I don't know.
In one of their songs, The Cowboy or something like that, in the middle of it, it's like, know when to hold up.
Oh, probably
Know
that,
when
yeah.
to fold up. It's really cool.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So have you seen that video for The Gambler?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch it. It's so funny. He's just sitting at this little, he's just sitting there alone.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's funny to go back and watch 80s videos
Yeah.
because it's.
They had no idea how big videos were gonna be, and like, and especially the country music got involved after like rock. So they're like, we don't really know what we're doing. Like, get this guy. He's got a video camera. And it's so
That's
low
awesome.
budget for like such big stars. It's
That's amazing.
So Hunter here, we're going to talk about our next person. So Hunter, you have a Canadian girlfriend, right?
Indeed.
So
She loves Rush.
she does love.
She loves.
So she loves Rush. So we're talking about Rush.
Yeah.
So I guess the people in the U.S. pronounce the name wrong all the time, according to the Canadians.
I won't even try.
So how would you say his name?
I've tried other things and.
I've heard it always as Neil Peart.
So that is incorrect according to the Canadians.
Probably
It's supposed to be Peart,
Yeah, I knew it.
but Canadians
What are
say
you talking about?
yeah. So every time I've heard it, and I've read this recently that he's Canadian, and so
I've seen him in interviews being introduced as Neil Peart, and he never corrects anybody.
exactly.
So apparently he doesn't care.
I guarantee you.
He's like, call me whatever you want, just write that check.
Yeah.
Probably.
So yes, supposedly it's Peart.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's some interesting stories about him,
He's
besides
from-
from just being a phenomenal drummer.
And he's also a songwriter.
He's the main songwriter
Which-
for Rush, and it's also he survived so many tragedies in his life Exit Stage Left is such a great album, but
Yeah.
So the
it's
girlfriend likes this.
Oh yeah.
Do you own this?
No.
you should.
Then you should.
Yeah, I know. I own I forget the song. I own a 12-inch single.
Did I made you a mixtape? Did I put this on this? I believe I did.
I think you did. I think you would.
So I made Hunter a mixtape because he has this thing with Canada for several reasons. But he has this thing about Canada, so I made him a mixtape of all Canadian artists.
Her name's Stephanie.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, no.
it makes me lose him a couple times a year.
Or just you pronounce it Stephanie.
No, my gosh. she. Oh my gosh.
So we like some, but so
Yeah, I introduced you too, so she can't get too mad.
That's very true. Yeah, God. Oh, that's so crazy.
So in 1979, the Canadian government named Rush the official ambassadors of music.
Yeah, I can see that.
Badass.
And
It was either them or Bare Naked Ladies. I mean,
When we said the song that we put on the mixtape too.
As Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer.
So that's the other thing about. So Neil Peart wrote
There
the
you go.
song.
mhm.
He did, which you don't hear that about drummers very often, right?
No.
Drummers aren't usually the songwriters.
Ringo.
They usually show up after the song's written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Hey, what's this song about?
Tom Sawyer.
Monday warrior, mean
That-
Friday, Tom Sawyer, mean.
He wrote mostly.
Dude, the
that's the thing
guitar
about
in
Rush.
this song.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So unlike most like rock bands of like the 70s and 80s, Rush, he wrote most of his songs about mythology, science fiction, and fantasy themes. He never writes about sex or drugs.
Yeah.
Which is
I love it.
not very
That's
70s,
awesome.
80s rock.
Yeah. And like I said, he had that, the tragedy in his life where his wife passed away,
Mhm.
and then like very shortly after his daughter passed away.
Oh,
And it was
jeez.
like, and so it was like one of those things where, and like Alex Lifeson, hopefully that's how he pronounces it, Geddy Lee.
Those Canadians.
Yeah. So Geddy Lee, who likes to be called, Ronald something. I don't know. Anyway,
Mhm.
so it's one of those things where they were talking about how he could have gone one or two directions, and he went so positive and so, this is how they would want me to live my life, and so therefore, instead of wallowing, he just became passionate about everything, and
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah, so he was just a phenomenal human being, aside from being a great drummer and great songwriter.
And
That's
he,
awesome.
unfortunately, he died of brain cancer,
Yeah.
January 7th, 2020. So it's been
Yeah.
over a year now. But definitely a loss. A drummer who writes, Canadian.
We love it.
So,
We stand.
so this next one is kind of a double. It is a double. And ironically, this one you probably don't know as much about.
No, I don't.
So I only own one album from Toots and the Mayhouse.
Toots and the Maytals. Yeah.
Maytals. And it's a live album. So Toots Hibbert passed away this year, but also Hux Brown, who was a member of the live version of the band. He wasn't a member of their regular band, but he was part of their live band. So I felt that was appropriate to mention both of them since they both
definitely.
passed away.
And Toots and the Maytals actually had a pretty much kind of a revival in the 90s when Sublime became very popular because they covered Toots and the Maytals on their 40 Ounces of Freedom album.
Which song was that?
I think it's What's My Number?
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
My Number?
That's My Number, yeah.
That's My Number.
Oh, wow.
Which is on this album.
That's my
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so that's
cool.
Toots and
I
the
didn't know that.
So it's basically that kind of got people who were into ska and punk into reggae again, because that's ska and punk came from reggae. I mean, really, reggae is such a huge influence in R&B and everything, but it's, you know, so Toots was definitely
they're
an influence.
considered one of the best known ska and rocksteady vocal groups ever.
Yeah.
So they lost 2 members this year, and they were older. I don't know how old they were, but Hux Brown, who joined them for just their touring band, was part of the band for 35 years.
Wow.
So it's
He's definitely a member of the band.
yeah, exactly. And a lot of people don't know who he is because he's not.
No, yeah.
Yeah, he's not
and
Toots.
there's a lot of musicians like that in the music world where they're touring musicians, they're session players, and they may not be like the famous person, but they are such a core member of the group that
Exactly.
you know, they wouldn't be what they are without them.
So Toots Hibbert died on September 11th, 2020. I actually don't know when Hux Brown died. I just know he died this year. Or last year.
2020. Yeah.
2020. So this one I was shocked that you didn't know because I felt like everyone knows this song.
Why? What?
This next one, it was on this. I actually don't have the album. I only have the soundtrack.
Oh, well, this soundtrack is super popular.
Yeah,
Isn't
but the song was. This is Spencer Davis was part of the Spencer Davis group. Give Me Some Lovin'.
Yeah.
How do you not know this?
Steve Winwood, Spencer Davis. I mean,
Steve Winwood.
It's Steve Winwood's
voice.
first. Yeah, Spencer Davis band sang this song with Steve Winwood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doc is paid.
Yeah. So.
But I.
Have you seen the movie Notting Hill?
Of course, I've seen that movie.
No, in the end when they're like rushing around to
like when they're racing to the hotel,
Yes.
they're all packed in the car.
and they're playing.
That's a song.
They're playing "Give Me Some Lovin'."
Well, yes, okay, I know that.
So you know the
Oh,
song.
there we go.
Wow.
Iconic.
We had Bill Withers too, who was also in that movie. Ain't no sunshine when he was going through the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
That movie's jinxed.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Well, we know who's next. Just look at the soundtrack.
Oh crap.
Maybe that's it. So Spencer Davis passed away this year. He passed away on October 19th, 2020. He continued the Spencer Davis group after Steve Winwood left to go form
Traffic. Right?
Traffic.
Yeah.
So, so there might not be Steve Winwood without Spencer Davis.
Probably not.
Damn.
I mean, I'm sure Steve Winwood would still exist, but maybe not in the same form.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I felt it was an important one to have on here. "Give Me Some Lovin'" was the biggest hit that they had. He wrote it, and
It's a great tune.
great tune. So this next
The Blues
one,
Brothers covered it.
this next one.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
So Hunter has had to listen to me talk
Oh
about
my
this
goodness
next one.
gracious.
This is actually, I think this is the only person on our list who passed away from COVID related.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Damn.
did. He was actually, and he was really young. He was in his early 50s, which I consider, he was 52.
Yeah.
That's young.
Would you like to say who it is? You could say it.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me. You're hiding the album.
So the album actually
Oh, yeah,
is
okay.
not who
Yeah.
who you would think it is, and I think when they made this album, they actually did not release Adam Schlesinger. Is it
Yeah.
It's Schlesinger.
Schlesinger. That sounds right.
Schlesinger.
Yeah, that sounds more right.
Adam Schlesinger.
Just say Adam. We know who you're talking about.
Adam Schlesinger. Schlesinger.
Schlesinger.
There you go.
So this little 45 is one of the most expensive 45s that I own.
How much?
It's like a $50.45.
You paid more than it.
I didn't
Than it's called.
So it doesn't even have.
They're 33s all the time, buddy.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So it's That Thing You Do, which he wrote it, but it says The Wonders, which but it's really his song.
Yeah, it's his song. He wrote it. Wasn't there a contest for the movie
Yeah, but they didn't give. So basically, he didn't get credit for writing it. Like he got credit, like paid for it,
right.
But he didn't get credit for it. Most of people who know him from Fountains of Wayne from Stacy's mom.
Why didn't he get credit for the song?
Because they wanted to have the illusion
that it was the band.
That it was the band, The Wonders.
Oh.
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I get it.
Because it was written for the film.
Yeah. I get it.
And it is such a snappy song.
Yeah. And it's also kind of funny because when you listen to it, and Kelly said this the other day when we were playing it. She's like, if you listen to this and you listen to Fountains of Wayne at the same time,
it sounds like Fountains of Wayne.
And you're going, oh my god, this is like it's so weird because you're going, oh, it's for the movie. Wait, this could be on their album.
So basically, the story behind it was he said that that was 1995. I think I first heard about it, or 96, and I was just starting out. I had a publishing deal as a writer, and they told me about this movie. They said that they were looking for something that sounds like early Beatles, and they knew that it was an era that I liked a lot. So I just took a shot at it and got very lucky that they used the song. Yep. They used the song a lot.
Yeah.
So this is an incredible movie. That movie would not be, That Thing You Do would not be this movie without this song.
No.
Like I said, he is, I think, the only person on our list who did pass away from COVID, but it's sad. 52.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Too young.
That's nuts.
Too young. So the next one, I also have it from a movie soundtrack, but I don't have it on 33. This one, where did it go? Oh. So this one is the Chordettes. Lynn Evans from the Chordettes sang Lollipop. She was the voice.
Boom, boom.
Lollipop? See, everyone knows it.
And Mr. Sandman.
And Mr. Sandman. So, and it was her voice that was even though it was the band. So she did the voice of those two iconic songs. If someone says to me, who's Lynn Evans, I'm not going to be like, know who it is or the Chordettes. I know who the Chordettes are.
So, you know what's really funny? Since we just did That Thing You Do, remember when they were trying to look at band names? And Jimmy kept going, the Chordettes. And it's like, the Chordvettes, that's what it was, the Chordvettes. Oh. And it's like, I'm thinking, there's already a band called the Chordettes. Like, kind of, it was like this whole thing about me going, oh, that's what Tom Hanks was thinking, trying to get it. But it's just kind of funny that.
That's funny.
Chordettes.
So, she was 80 something, I believe, or maybe late 80s. She's not a young person. Oh, she was 95. Oh my god, she was not nice. So
that's good. She lived long.
Yeah, lollipop.
And I mean, those songs are iconic.
And
her voice is also iconic too. So, yeah, perfect.
So.
Lynn Evans.
Yeah. So it's Lollipop. I don't even know how many times we've heard it.
A lot.
It's in so many movies.
Yeah, that's why I had it on. I knew I'm sure I have Mr. Sandman on 45. So.
And then Mr. Sandman is in like every single Sleep commercial.
Oh my god.
Ever.
Then Metallica covered it. Oh wait, no, that's a difference.
Okay, so the next one that we are going to do is David Robeck, who was the founding member of Mazzy Star. That you didn't know.
I know the name. Because I think everybody. Maybe not everybody. That's not true. But like David Robeck, I feel like everybody can, you know what I mean? It's a familiar name.
The thing is, so him and Hope Sandoval were the main members of Mazzy Star. The big thing about Mazzy Star is everyone assumes that
Hope Sandoval is
Mazzy Star.
It's kind of like, no, Jeff Little's the name of the band.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
So Mazzy Star is the name of the band, yet. So he was, he had cancer and passed away at 61, so pretty young, I feel like. Anytime someone dies under 70, I feel like they're young.
That's terrible.
But in the 80s, I feel like he did a tour opening with the Jesus and Mary Chain.
Which Hope Sandoval ended up doing a duet with them on a song.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But I mean, it's kind of one of those things where so many people like to focus on just the lead singer of a band, but like he was a core member and like
he was the founder,
Yeah.
and so he died in February of 2020.
Mhm.
But great band. If you haven't listened to this album, it's a great song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have
great
to.
whole album. It's a really good one.
Heck yeah.
So this person, I have his 45 behind me. I don't need to pull it up. It's a.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually own a full 33 of this person, but this person is iconic.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
Mm-hmm.
I picked the song Tutti Frutti
I guess yeah.
because Tutti Frutti.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's great.
I mean,
and what a great performer, and voice, and just.
I feel about Little Richard is that he basically didn't give a fuck what anyone thought about him.
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to go into that because it's wrong. But anyway, well, no, there are certain things that basically, he was a wonderful human being. He was all about the performance. He was all about positive energy.
He always saw a saying about positive things.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't. You don't find like.
And they're always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
and that's just how he chose to live his life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the great part about it. So yeah, he was, as a kid growing up, he was probably, I'll say this, when I was a kid, my first music that I was drawn to, I liked Little Richard 10 times over the Beatles. Like, he was just everything, like, that I thought a performer should be. His piano playing, the showmanship, his laughter, everything was just amazing.
And he left the music business briefly or for a while to
Yeah.
become a minister.
Yep.
Dang. They're supposed to
And
become ministers.
but then one of my favorite things that I think of when I think of Little Richard is I think of him in the movie Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
He is just like so over the top in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his over-the-top characters, anytime he acted in, whether it was a music video, that's the thing, is he crossed genres to where I remember the metal band Cinderella actually had him in a music video for their song Give Me Shelter. And it's just one of those things where, and he played a game show host, and it just, or a telethon host.
Why is that fitting?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's perfect. I'm like, he could have replaced David Lee Roth and Van Halen. I mean,
And then what's it called? Bruno Mars too did a sick tribute to
Oh,
him
yeah.
at the Grammys, where
Yeah.
I was like, dang, he captured him like pretty well. I
Yeah.
thought, but yeah.
So this next person who we lost this year, every time I see his name, I cannot get the theme out of my head. Like, so he actually,
luckily I can't whistle.
he's an Italian composer. A lot of people don't know his name, but you've heard his music.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do the
I can't do that.
I don't
Basically, it's the whistle from the good, the bad, and the ugly.
he.
And I can't whistle. Wow, this is awful. Close enough.
Yeah.
Is that it? There
Yeah.
we go.
So basically, Ennio
I
Morricone,
can't do it.
he wrote the theme for The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. He did over 100 like themes for like Western movies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So he never left Italy. So even though he was huge in Hollywood he actually did one of the more recent things he did was The Hateful Eight with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
He composed
I
that.
love that movie.
Yeah.
So but like he said, he never felt the need to leave Rome. That's his home.
That's
and
dope.
so
You guys kind of guy.
yeah, a lot of his material was destroyed in a 2008 fire at
Oh,
Universal.
that's
Oh shoot! Damn.
But during his lifetime, he had been nominated for 6 Oscars, and he did.
It's only 6 more than me.
I know
Yeah, right.
he did win for The Hateful Eight.
Oh hell yeah.
So he was 90 some years old, I believe.
Wow.
So because he was born in 1928. So
Wow.
92, 90.
Yeah.
Just someone we don't know their name. Ennio Morricone, not
An unsung hero.
but everyone in Hollywood knows who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've
Well,
like I
it was
said,
funny when you say his name and then you like look at the album and you see his like, oh, I've seen this on movie poster. It's like you.
Uh-huh.
It's like such.
well, it's even in like in the movie, we were talking about that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, how they talk about the one character, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, goes to Italy. So Italy...
To make a Western.
So Italy went through these phases where a lot of American films and in Italian films were made into Westerns, and he was... his music has been featured in over 70 award-winning films.
Damn.
So on your other podcasts, maybe you need to bring him up.
Hell
You could look smarter than you are.
Yeah.
now I've really got to learn, Italian and how to say, "Do you feel lucky?"
Yeah, right.
Wrong movie, wrong way. It's not a Western. Okay, well, I'll figure something out.
So we actually are on their last one of people that I actually own the albums of people who passed away this year. The last person was Ronald Collis of Ronald Collis Bell of Kool and the Gang.
Damn, I didn't know.
Ladies' Night.
Yeah, I didn't know that he passed away.
He did, September 9th, 2020.
Damn.
So, yeah,
How old?
He was born in 1951, so let's do the math. He died in 2020, 71?
70, yeah, okay.
71, which is pretty, I feel also is pretty young.
It is, yeah.
This is Holiday 12-inch club remix.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know which, I wonder which one he is. I know because he's a founding member, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Club mix.
I mean, his songs, he wrote and produced some of their biggest songs. He did Celebration, which he said Celebration was his favorite song.
Oh.
He was.
It was his biggest hit.
Yeah.
My biggest paycheck. It's my favorite song. That'd be my favorite song too.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of. I think there were. Is there any other people that maybe I didn't?
Well, I'm kind of sad that it took his passing for me to realize we don't have any of his albums, and that's John Prine.
Yeah, John Prine was one of the other people that passed away this year.
He was like,
yeah.
It's funny. I know
but
all the songs. And
we did have. So John Prine wrote a song on one of Joan Baez's albums that we own.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, it might be on. We do a Bonnie Raitt too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wrote for her.
He wrote for her, and he wrote for.
Yeah,
so I was able to. So technically, I could have put that on our mixtape. So John Prine is someone we definitely need to say a little shout out to.
Unfortunately, he died of COVID as well, complications.
Oof.
Yeah. So.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that was our list of people we kind of want to tribute to for 2020. If we definitely want to hear people's ideas of what they would like to hear us talk about for mixtapes. Yeah,
and if we missed anybody that you felt should have been on the list, or
and for some reason, because if we miss somebody that you think should be on the list, maybe we don't have their album yet.
Yeah.
And therefore, we'll go out and buy it.
That means I have to buy more albums.
Oh darn, she hates that.
Yeah.
I didn't have that many.
Yeah,
you're only showing half the collection behind you. So
yeah, not even like a quarter, maybe 10%. So Vinyl Junkies making mixtapes. Where you can follow Hunter. Where can you follow Hunter?
Instagram, Hunter LaSalle. YouTube, you can also subscribe to me there. Same name.
Lives at 469.
Oh god, that was eerily close. No,
whatever.
I also
he never has a permanent home. He moves around too much.
Facts. I also have a podcast called NYC Actors Talk Film that I do with my friend Nicholas Manna. So you can go on Instagram and follow us on that. Yeah.
And like I said, we will be posting this on the Great Coffee House.
Yes.
If you're not on Instagram, if you want to kind of just go back and look and make fun of us, you can see us go back and look at Instagram TV.
Yeah.
So until next time, Vinyl Junkies making mixtapes.
We're out. Vinyl Junkies making mixtapes.
Season 2.